So hi everyone and the professor. So we are at our week 6. So we will describe each of our research project and some other stuff. So with me, I have Fatima. Hello Fatima. Also,
Hi.
let's just start. So first slide, basically it's about my research topic. So it is capital control policies in China and its effectiveness. So basically it's about China. So basically the reduction in barriers to global trade has been have been accompanied by widespread loosening of restriction on international flow of capital, and especially in China. This study and or this research especially that I'm doing, it will be basically showing that China has some most restrictive control and uses them effectively to bias flow of cross-border capital heavily in favor of foreign direct investment and the limit flows of portfolio and bank asset and liabilities, as well as reduce capital flow volatility. So in short, again, in this research, I'll be discussing some trade barriers of China and how it's overcoming, and how the trade barrier and trade policy are also changing over time as the technology and all these international company grows to do their business more and more in China. So let's go to the next slide. So the challenges in 1 minute, basically, first of all, I would say that selecting the right resources. So which comes with the selecting the right topic of your interest, because a lot of topic you can, it might seem interesting, but you don't have that much interest when you want to do research or write a brief thing about that topic. So that resources and also the topic was challenging. Then analyzing the current trend of when finding resource from Google, because most of the time we go read books from Google and also journals and newspaper. That's how we get the information. So analyzing the current trend of Chinese trade policies and also the capital control system was also challenging, and building up the right framework from Google, and also the how I want to conduct the case study research, and that was one of the most other challenging thing that I have seen in this research while I did achievement up to now. So basically we all are done with the draft, so pretty much everything is completed. But just for setting up the main objectives and also the research question, those were done. Then methodology, which is one of also challenging thing to choose the correct methodology. So that was done, and also literature review and pretty much come with the research result is also completed. Then the theoretical framework, which we did probably 2 or second or third weeks initial framework. So yeah, those I'm done up to that point. Lesson learned, the implementation theories can be different because we read books and everything, but when it comes to imply all these theories and everything into a real project, it is different. And the budget limitation, which comes with the time limitation as well. Then also the taking small actions for long-term goal. That is one of the lesson that I always learn when I do any project within short time, such short time. So best way to finish your research paper, I would say reading a lot of papers at the same field will help a lot, because if there is some problem, then if you read, you don't find the answer. But if you read more related at the same field, related topic, then probably you'll find anything related to your problem and also the answer you're looking for. Initial framework, which helps to finish the research on time. So you need plan for day-to-day and week-to-week work that you are trying to do. dig into the research process. This also helps to get accurate research result or accurate outcome, make proper progress in each week, as we have the initial framework as go follow with this process. It's really important. So yeah, in my sense, so those are the best way to finish a research paper. So yeah, I'm done for now, and here comes Fatema.
Thank you, Hasbo. So my paper for this class is factors affecting currency fluctuation exchange rates on the Indian economy. It's about, I talk a little bit about Indian economy, how it works, how the currency fluctuation goes on, what are the factors that's contributing to those fluctuations, and how those fluctuations are impacting industries, not just financial institutions like banks or anything, but it also impacts the manufacturing industries. It impacts the import export. It impacts the agricultural industry. It impacts IT industry. It also impacts small and medium group businesses that does imports and exports, like how Nazmul is involved in his family business that he's into exports and imports. That kind of businesses are affected when the currency is going up and down frequently. And those currencies are usually controlled and managed by the central bank. So when they change the fiscal policies and when they change when the new rules come in and goes, that's how these imbalances are created in these currencies, and how badly it impacts not just the currency, but is impacting each and every industry who does imports and exports, manufacturing, agriculture, IT, financial institutions. Can we go on to the next page, please? What were the challenges for me when we were doing the paper? Indian economy has changed since we got the independence. Like in one of the classes, we studied about the first week that we studied about the gold exchange when the US were doing with other countries, but it was not that good. So India also started doing that, and that really impacted the currency rate. So that was a big challenge for me to find how currency has been impacted in the last 10 years, because it's been trying to be stable, but still it's fluctuating and it's still the value is going down. Then understand what were the reasons. Like I said, it's not just one reason or two. It's not just the government policies that affect, but it's also many other factors that contributes to it. Third was time management, because our syllabus is so tight. It's just 1 week after the other, 1 week after the other. So managing that time to do the paper was one of my biggest challenges. Achievement. What did I achieve? The good thing I achieved is like I was able to cover all my data in 5 weeks. That was the biggest challenge. Cover my data, find my data, and finish 90% of the paper. I did 100%, but usually my goal is to finish 90% of it, and then 10% here and there, like conclusions and results and finding, I leave it for later. But this time I was able to finish everything. So those were my achievements. Lessons learned. The number one lesson that I learned during this class is like, do not pick a topic before doing the research. I am not going to pick before it has happened. Oh, I should just write about this topic because it's interesting. No, that I made the mistake. When I took that, I was not able to find any data on that. And I ended up changing my topic. So always make sure that do a research, then pick a topic. Second, consult with a professor before finalizing the topic. Yes, you have this idea, this it looks interesting, but also check with the professor if this looks good or not before submitting your topic. If the professor says, yes, this sounds good, it sounds interesting, go for it, then go and start doing your research. Find data before choosing subtopics and subheadings. Before I used to do that, okay, I'll do this, and then I will find the data. No, choose the subtopics. What are you going to write about? What are going to be your subtopics? What else can you do research about? And then go find the topic and then find the data. That way, it's a lot easier for you to find data when you have those topics in mind. Conclusion. My conclusion about this class and this paper was create a structure before writing the paper. That's what I've been following for past few classes. Always create a structure. That way, you know your subheadings, everything is given for you. You start filling it up in. It's a lot faster, it's a lot easier. Have all the data ready. Do the research first. Make sure saving all the data in multiple locations. It has happened with me before. I saved only on one place and everything got deleted. That way, what I usually do, I find those data, I find the research papers, the journals and everything. I email myself and then also I save it on my computer. That way I have multiple locations. And also, last and final thing is take one step at a time. Don't rush, don't overwhelm yourself with taking too many things at a time. If you feel like, okay, this is a lot, even if it's like just 10 minutes, you said like, okay, I'm going to take 1 hour, but in 15 minutes you got overwhelmed, it's okay. Take a break, leave it for 15 minutes. The next day, catch up with those things. Take smaller steps to achieve bigger things. That's how what I've learned in most of my classes. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll just stop the recording.